Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk News. I'm Ollie Davis. Several years ago, before the House of Horrors match and weird ring projections, Bray Wyatt used to be a genuinely intimidating force in WWE, helped significantly by the fact the cult leader actually had a cult. But over the last year period, the Wyatt family has found itself scattered. Braun Strowman was the first to fall, being drafted to Raw in the brand split, while Wyatt, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan all went to SmackDown. Rowan went out with injuries shortly afterwards, and then Randy Orton drove a wedge between Bray and Luke. Because Randy's a bit of a dick sometimes. Since WrestleMania, Bray is now on Raw, but hasn't had an interaction with Braun Strowman, and Luke and Eric were last together fighting each other at Backlash 2 months ago, which makes Bray's Twitter post earlier this week rather intriguing. Rebellion, an act only brothers can achieve. Hashtag disobey Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, Braun Strowman, with a picture of the four of them from happier times. Well, if by happier you can actually mean brainwashed into a satanic cult. Braun, of course, is busy in Raw's main event, booked for the Universal Championship Fatal 4-Way match at SummerSlam. Harper and Rowan, however, have disappeared from SmackDown, and are one of the leading suspects in the Who Attacked Breezango mystery. I pitched this in yesterday's Wrestle Ramble, so forgive me for repeating myself. But Bray is currently feuding with Finn Balor on Raw. The next pay-per-view is the dual-branded SummerSlam. Conceivably, Bray could appear with his former family members Harper and Rowan at that show. But that would leave Finn needing two friends of his own, like his former New Japan Bullet Club good brothers Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, who just so happened to work babyface on this week's Raw. Wyatt Family versus Balor Club for SummerSlam. Yes, please, yes, I know we're probably just getting another House of Horrors match. That is all speculation and fantasy booking on my part, though. The next stories are significantly more reliable, coming from the Dirty Sheets podcast, who have correctly reported Jinder Mahal becoming WWE Champion and the SummerSlam main event in recent months. So spoiler warning. Arguably the best storyline in WWE right now is Seth Rollins slowly repairing his relationship with Dean Ambrose, 3 years after the Architect cruelly turned on his brothers, breaking up the Shield. The two beat The Miz and his Miztourage in the handicap main event of this week's Raw, but Dean refused to give Seth a fist bump, still wounded from betrayal all those years ago. It's wonderfully subtle storytelling from WWE. According to the Dirty Sheets, the original plan was for Ambrose and Rollins to go up against the Miz faction at SummerSlam, but that match has now been scrapped. Instead, Dean and Seth will take on Sheamus and Cesaro for the Raw Tag Team Championships, meaning the rumoured multi-team match for the titles has also been changed. With Miz no longer involved in the Shield redemption storyline, Dirty Sheets claim he'll be defending his Intercontinental title against Kurt Angle's illegitimate son Jason Jordan. It's one thing to know who's facing who ahead of time, but it's another to know the finish. So if you want to avoid more spoilers for these storylines, stop watching now. Spoilers coming in 3, 2. Still according to the Dirty Sheets, Jordan will win the Intercontinental Championship from The Miz, and Rollins and Ambrose will be winning the belts, at which point they'll finally do the Shield fist bump. Was SmackDown's US title change really a botch? And who won this week's Raw vs SmackDown War? Click the videos to the left to find out, press subscribe and support WrestleTalk on Patreon. I've been Ollie Davis and that was wrestling.